My name is Miss Stray. I'm the school counselor at Newton Falls Junior High School, and this is this is Miss Stray, the school counselor at Newton Falls Junior High School, coming to you with some more tips for entering the school this coming year. So, my topic covers anxieties and fears with coming back to school. And I just want to let you all know that whatever it is that you may be feeling, it is okay. It's okay to feel whatever you're feeling right now. If you don't feel okay, it's okay to not feel okay. So I just have a few tips on here I want to go over with you guys briefly to help with some anxieties and the fears regarding coming back to school, or just in general if you have those feelings. So notice, label, and accept your emotions. So when you're feeling anxious, just say to yourself, okay, this is my anxiety again. Labeling it helps reduce any kind of anxieties that we're having because we're acknowledging that it's there and we're putting a label on it. Accepting anxiety is one of your emotions. We all feel anxious at some points in our life. It's not that certain people have anxiety and other people's don't. We all feel anxious and have anxiety. It's just one of those many emotions we feel, just like feeling happy or sad or upset. So I just wanted to let you guys know, don't ignore that anxiety, don't reject it, don't be afraid of it, don't judge yourself, be kind to yourself specifically, because we're all human here. A third thing, direct your attention or practice mindfulness. When you notice that you're feeling anxious or you have those thoughts of being anxious, don't dwell on them. Don't just keep thinking about it, but direct your mind and attention to somewhere else. So things that make you feel calm. So guided imagery. So if you ever picture yourself in your happy place, what's your happy place? Is it on the beach? Is it in a hammock in your backyard? Is it in your bedroom? Is it at your grandma's house? Wherever it is, wherever your happy place is, think of that happy place. Put yourself there. Say in your mind, what is it that I'm seeing, feeling, hearing, smelling, touching? That's kind of guided imagery. Or other mindfulness techniques and practices, such as deep breathing or different kind of breathing techniques, meditating, doing yoga, things of that sort is mindfulness. So anything you can do to direct your mind from thinking about all the anxious thoughts and anxiety to something else. Practice breathing is another tip. That kind of goes in with the mindfulness, but if you just feel very overwhelmed or anxious, or you know your body's reacting in a certain way, just take a moment, take a step back, take a deep breath, take in the air, blow it out. I usually like to say smell and suck in the air like you're smelling flowers, and then blow all that air out like you're blowing out all the candles on a cake, slowly. I have belly breathing is one that's very helpful. When you train yourself to breathe correctly. So when you take a deep breath in, your belly should expand out, and then when you blow the air out, your belly should expand in. I usually like to hold my hand on my stomach so I know that my stomach is doing the right thing and that I'm breathing the right way. If you just practice your deep breathing for 5 to 10 minutes a day, it will come naturally to you when you're feeling anxious or upset. I say that because I do it myself. My fiance will always be like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just practicing my deep breathing." So it's not weird for anyone to do that. I think it's really helpful. There's also apps if you guys have smartphones. Belly Bio is one, and it's free to download if you wanted to have someone kind of walk you through some of those deep breathing exercises. Another tip to help with this is reaching out to others. This is extremely important, especially with the pandemic going on. You want to make sure you're staying connected with other people and connected with your friends and your family. This is where social media comes into play. It's a good thing that we have it. Call your friends on the phone, text your friends, reach out on social media if you have it. Make sure you're not isolating yourself from people, even if we are doing that physically. So we want to make sure we're not emotionally distancing ourselves from people. Feeling close to other people around us helps reduce that anxiety. It also is known to help boost the immune system because typically being around, your friends and family makes you happy. So the endorphins are releasing that are positive for you guys. So that is another tip. Another tip here I have is practice gratitude. Just take a moment to realize what you're grateful for. I know, especially in today's world, it can be really easy to think about all the things that we dislike about the world and what's going on. But if you just take a few moments and, figure out what you're grateful for, what you appreciate, it helps you feel close to others because you're taking the time to appreciate them and let them know that you appreciate them too. Don't just think about it. It also feels good when someone tells you they appreciate you. So I imagine it would feel good if you said the same thing to someone else. If you have the moment, you can tell someone, thank you, or I'm really grateful that I have you. I appreciate you. You can make a list of some things you're grateful for. You can send a letter to someone who's helped you. Let loved ones know how much they mean to you. Just being kind and practicing that gratitude can really help us be more happy with ourselves, which I think also reduces anxiety because we're not thinking about all the wrong and scary things that's going on in our life. We're thinking about those people who are there to help us through those things when we are feeling that way. Be odd by nature is another one I have, and this one is extremely important. I feel like especially in Ohio because we don't always have the best weather here, but if you guys just spend 5 minutes a day appreciating the nature outside, it can lower your anxiety and blood pressure. It raises that social emotional well-being, and it also reminds us we're part of something bigger than ourselves. So go outside for 5 minutes, take it all in, see what's out there, and no matter what season it is, you can go out there and do this. If it's summertime, you can appreciate the hot weather, the sun shining, maybe a pool that you're relaxing on, or the lake. If it's fall, you can appreciate the color changing of the leaves and how pretty they are. If you think that, fall is my favorite. So I really appreciate fall. Winter, you can view like the snow, how awesome it is that the snow comes and gives us snow days sometimes. And even the rain. I personally love the smell of rain. And to me, when rain comes, it feels like it's kind of washing away all that, junk that we have going on, and it's just like a fresh start. So just being awed by nature, taking 5 minutes to appreciate outside. Another thing I have on here is being active, and this can be really hard, especially when we're, stuck at home and not able to go out and do a lot of things, but being active is so, so important. There's so many different ways that you can be active even if you're at home. So even going outside and walking, you can go on walks in your neighborhood, you can go ride your bike, you can look up on YouTube. There's tons of different yoga activities you can do on YouTube along with dancing. Dancing is a good way to stay active. Anything you can do to just be more active, it really helps. Exercise relaxes you. I know some of you might be like, how can it relax you when you're like struggling to breathe because you're out of breath from doing all this stuff? Well, exercising generates those hormones in your bodies that boost the immune system, kind of like those endorphins. So if you can't get out of the house, like I said, you can try and take a fitness class online. There's tons of YouTube videos that are free. You don't have to pay for any of them. Just find a way to be active because you can still find a way to be active and practice social distancing at the same time and be safe. Keep your balance. Calming down your anxiety doesn't mean that you're ignoring any problems that's causing you anxiety. It's just about finding that balance so we can cope well with that. So, like I said earlier, when you have those anxious feelings, you're going to acknowledge the fact that you're feeling anxious, right? You're going to accept the fact that this is how you're feeling. It's an emotion that you can feel, and you're going to accept yourself to feel that way. But at the same time, we're not just ignoring a situation that's causing us that, right? Just like if you're anxious about coming back to school, you're not ignoring the fact that you have to come back to school because you're coming to school. So, we're just finding that happy medium balance that helps us cope through feeling that way. And know when to reach out for help. So this one's really important. If your anxiety seems so overwhelming that no matter what you try and do to get your mind off of it or to help cope with it, it is still not helping, like you're having trouble sleeping, eating, or interacting in the way that you normally did, please reach out and get some help. I'm here, the school counselor at the junior high, to help you. You have 2 great counselors at the elementary school, if that's where you're at, and then we also have 2 high school counselors who are also great up here too, and we're all here to help you. In addition to that, we have Mrs. Mancino, the school-based social worker here at the junior high and high school, and I believe there's a social worker at the elementary building as well. So please, please, please reach out for help. There's tons of people out here to help you, including your teachers or even your parents. They're here to help with that stuff too. And parents, if you're watching this, all this stuff pertains to you guys too. So if you're feeling that your anxiety about all this stuff is just too overwhelming, please reach out for help as well. It's okay to reach out for help. My slogan this year is "It's okay to not be okay," because there's so much going on in the world today. So those are some tips and anxiety that I have for anxiety. And I just wanted to put this out here, the resources that's available for you. So I have all the school counselors, Mr. Kernan and Mr. Nicholson in the high school, myself in the junior high, Mrs. Fisher, Miss Brown in the middle and elementary building, Mrs. Mancina, the school-based social worker in the junior high and high school, and then Mrs. Nosky, the school nurse. Okay, we're all here and happy to support you in any way we can. So please, please, please reach out. No question is dumb. Just remember that, and you're not weak for reaching out for help. In fact, I think if you're reaching out and asking for help, it makes you a strong person because you're realizing that and taking the initiative to help yourself so you can help other people too. So those are just a few tips I have for anxieties and fears for coming back to school this year, and I hope that we can make it a great year despite all the stuff that's going on in the world, and that's it. I hope you guys have a great day.